Hey, Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and today I am talking to Bill from Iron Will Outfitters, and he's got a brand new broadhead he wants to talk to us about a little bit for the Archery Talk audience. And so, Bill, why don't you tell us a little bit about Iron Will and about the new product for 2022?
You bet. Thanks, Lucas. Yeah, I'm here at ATA, and we're announcing an expansion to our single bevel broadhead line. Last year, we just first introduced our single bevel. Prior to that, we'd been known for durable fixed blade heads that were all double bevel. Last year we added the single bevel with the right bevel, and the importance of that is when it's going through an animal, that bevel gets the pressure on it that creates a torque and makes it rotate through. So you really need to match your bevel to your fletching. So if you're right fletch, you need a right bevel. Well, after introducing that last year, we had a lot of people through Archery Talk and just throughout our customers really requesting that we do a left-hand version of that. So that's what we're announcing new for this year is a left single bevel broadhead. We also only had 125 grain on up last year. We've come out with a 100 grain version too, both in right and left single bevel. So those are our new broadheads for 2022.
So I guess for as far as like general broadhead flight, is there going to be a noticeable difference maybe in tuning if your arrow is naturally kind of rotating left and using a left single bevel? Will there be any kind of a difference, I think, for the person who's setting up their bow for hunting?
Yeah, I would suggest people give it a try themselves. Personally, I haven't found a difference whether I'm right fletched or left fletched in flight. They both hit similarly for me. I would just say that whether you choose to shoot right fletched or left fletched, you do need the bevel of the broadhead to match, because otherwise your arrow is going to be rotating right or clockwise as viewed from the back at impact. And your broadhead, if it's a left fletch, the pressure on it will cause the head to rotate in the other direction. So you don't want your arrow rotating one way and the head wanting to rotate the other. It could actually kind of unscrew with the left side. But even with the right side, a right hand fletch with a left single bevel, or the other way around, if they're not rotating together, then you get this impact. It kind of stops the rotational momentum and has to rotate the other way. So you lose some energy there. So the key is just that you really do the two together. Your fletch and your broadhead bevel should match. It's not an issue with double bevel, but it is an issue with single bevel.
And I guess again, I'm not a broadhead expert by any stretch, so I want to talk to someone who makes them. So what do you think the main benefit is of going, like switching, maybe someone who is switching from a double beveled head to a single beveled head? What's their main benefit?
Yeah, good question. So a single bevel head, really, if your arrow is rotating prior to impact, it really kind of stops rotation. As the single bevel head penetrates, and there's a equal grind on both sides, it wants to just cut straight through the animal. So it'll stop any rotation of the arrow for the most part and just push straight through. That's great for penetration. But what it doesn't do is continue that rotation. Whereas with a single bevel, as it impacts, if your arrow is rotating, say clockwise at impact, and you're shooting a right single bevel that matches your fletch, you'll continue that rotation. And the cool thing about that is the holes aren't just a straight slice through now. Because of that torque and that rotation, as it's cutting, it opens up the holes and can do more tissue damage as you pass through the holes. And I should also mention that most broadheads in the field that are single bevel don't have bleeder blades, whereas we have that as an option. And if you have a bleeder blade along with that main blade that's rotating through there, it actually makes kind of a square hole. You can see that in the hide of the animal, that as it's rotating with that torque and then slicing, it opens up the hole, and you see more tissue damage throughout the animal. So to me, it's more tissue damage, quicker kill, more blood on the ground. So a lot of good things there with it.
All right. Why don't you let people know where they can learn more about the Iron Will broadheads?
Yeah, check us out on our website, ironwilloutfitters.com, Instagram, Facebook as well, ironwilloutfitters.com. We'll always show our new products and new information on those sites.
Perfect. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you. Bye.